Hey guys, how are you doing today? I hope you are doing amazing and fantastic. I can't believe it's May and we are already on our, we're reading our chapters for the May Cozy Escape Book Club. I'm super stoked about this one, Claws of Justice. It looks freaking adorable. I mean, the kitty cat with the ice cream, come on, if that doesn't scream cozy mystery, I don't know what does. So those that are starting this video, if you have not already heard chapter 1 over on Lisa's channel, I'm gonna link it down below. Go over there, listen to chapter 1, and then come on back for chapter 2. Those that are here from Lisa's channel, hi guys, how you doing? Let's get into chapter 2 of Claws of Justice. Who's dead? Hitch said, pulling his hand away from my face and treating Jasper to an ear rub instead. Her favorite. She let him know with a loud groan of pleasure that I admit turned on my jealousy meter. The guy who'd been standing next to Sunny during the bidding, Tilly said. She moved her hand in a circular motion. Come on, work with me here. He keeled over before he got into his car with a big knife sticking out of his chest. Maxine Salter found him. I swear you'd think she'd never seen a murder victim before. You mean Harry Jensen, the millionaire from New York City? I used to work for him. I saw him standing next to you, Sonny. You know him? An expression of serious concern transformed his face into his investigative mode. Another sideline Hitch enjoyed. I was still stuck on murder victim. Never mind the guy's name and address. Who cared about that? It's weird, he knew my name, but I never saw the guy before, like 15 minutes ago. He stood next to me, said a couple of things, then Jasper knocked me over. He told him I outbid him. How did that even happen? I never made a bid on anything. Boy, was my brain jumping around like a frog in hot water. Hitch did that cute thing when he knew he was in trouble, tucked his chin down, rolled his eyes. I kind of used your name when I got my bidding number, Sonny. I told Police Chief Bullock I wanted to surprise you, but I put up the money. Some surprise, right? Hitch looked at me like I should bow with thanks in front of him. It was hard to be furious, but a thanks was not happening. Yeah, some surprise, I said, but apparently without the requisite level of enthusiasm based on Ty's crestfallen face. He couldn't have everything. Right now, his revelation made my head spin. How could I be part owner of what used to be the Nine Pine Nursery? And if that wasn't enough, I was trying to process Tilly's shocking news. He was murdered. Practically right under my nose. The reality of the situation hit me harder than a tidal wave. Hitch? Tilly said, pulling us away from the crowd of gawkers. Maybe we can sneak away before Officer Walker arrives and starts asking questions. You and I both know what that will mean. That's the best thing I've heard all day, Hitch said, and picked up the pace. With Hitch on one side and Tilly on the other, I couldn't resist being swept along. We almost made it. Officer Mick Walker's SUV screeched to a stop, cutting us off from what Tilly liked to call her getaway vehicle, a lime green Volkswagen Bug that matched her jogging outfit. Not that Tilly did much jogging, but she liked to be color coordinated. Shocking, right? Her theory, be as noticeable as possible. But I never understood her logic. Mick pointed at us through the dirty windshield of his Pineville Police Department vehicle and shook his head. He wasn't my favorite person in Pineville, but for Hitch, they'd always butted heads, mostly over me. Mick exited his SUV and walked over to our little threesome while finger combing his crew cut of sun-bleached hair. Ty whispered to me, don't admit to anything, he'll be fishing for information. I shielded my eyes from the bright sun as I waited to hear what Mick had up his sleeve. Interesting goings-ons around here this morning, Mick said. The toothpick he always kept at the corner of his mouth bobbed up and down while he spoke. For some reason, that toothpick looked like it had a life of its own. I tried to choke back a laugh. Of course, it didn't work, and sounded more like a honking goose slipped out. Something's funny? Mick's toothpick motion paused as his jaw clenched. Tilly, always looking out for me, tapped her chin and then pointed to Mick. Did you have eggs for breakfast? Wow, I totally missed that one, but once again, she saved me from my lack of self-restraint. With the back of his hand, Mick rubbed away a big yellow yolk smear. Without even showing a bit of embarrassment, he continued, Police Chief Bullock called every available vehicle officer here to help with the current situation. What situation? I asked. I made the quick decision to pretend I knew nothing about any guy or any murder. We're on our way to Tilly's house to discuss the new business venture. Hitch grabbed my hand and squeezed it tight, forcing me to look at him. He clamped his lips together and gave me a quick head shake. I guess our business venture was supposed to stay secret. Mick's eyebrows shot out of sight under his mop. He crossed his arms and leaned his long, angular frame against his SUV. I can't wait to hear those details. I mean, I heard you were just canned from your job, and you already have a business venture in place. Does it have anything to do with, oh, I don't know, Nine Pine Nursery? Really, Mick, Tilly said, it's not any of your business. So how about you let us go get on with ours? That's where you're wrong, Tilly. A rich guy from New York had his eye on the nursery, now he's dead, and what a coincidence that Mr. Hitchner is back in town putting up the money to buy the nursery that just so happens to used to be in Sonny's family? He paused, taking a good long look at each of us. Putting all that together does make your business my business. Let's go, Sonny. But his glare shut me up. Jasper's coming with me, I said. That was not negotiable. Mick led me inside the building attached to the greenhouse. My building now, I thought with some satisfaction, even though I was inside for all of the wrong reasons. I could totally imagine transforming it into a snazzy spot to serve crazy shakes and little sweet cakes. Mick pointed to a chair and said, sit. A pathetic mew caught my attention. Under my chair was the cutest, most adorable but terrified kitty I'd ever seen. Well, to be honest, all kittens are adorable. Ignoring Mick, I reached down and scooped the soft fur ball up in my arms. Where did you come from? Jasper nosed the kitten, who batted back at the monster. The kitty settled in my arms and purred as I massaged behind her ears. My brain took a giant leap. This place could also house stray kittens. I wondered what Princess Muffin, my gray tabby kitty, would think of the idea before I even considered what Hitch would have to say. If we were going to be partners, that meant I had about as much to say about what we did with this place as he did. I smiled at this vision of shakes, cakes, and kitties. Sonny, Mick leaned right in my face and lowered his voice. Wipe that grin off your face. You're in a heap of trouble. What were you and the victim talking about just before he was killed? I looked into the kitty's blue eyes, hoping she had some answers for me. Sonny. Mick touched my arm. I jumped. What the heck was happening? So that was the end of chapter 2. Do you like my kitties on my Kindle as well? It's like a theme. Let me know what you thought. Are you excited to read the book of the month? Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.